Friends, in this video, I'm going to talk about the most asked interview questions. When you go for an interview, there are some questions which are very frequently asked, and if we don't have good answer for them for those questions, then the employer may decide that uh, uh, we are not a good candidate for them. So when you are make sure when you are going for an interview that you have good answers for all these questions. So in this video, I'm going to talk about five most asked interview questions in information technology job or in any job. But in IT, those questions are asked very frequently. Even I take interviews and I do ask those questions to the candidate. And believe me, it's just 20% of the candidates uh, who either answer them or answer them correctly. So it's very important to have good answers for those questions. So let's just start talking about what are those questions. First of all, there is always a question whenever we hire a candidate or whenever we interview a candidate. And the question is, tell me about yourself. This is your opportunity to sell yourself to the employer. Basically, you need to be very realistic and you need to work on this answer actually. You need to find the most fitting answer according to your profile. You should not just copy something from internet or watch a video or um, or just copy it. Then it is not going to describe it because they are asking about you and every person is unique. So make sure that your pitch here is very unique. So do that because this is going to set the basically context for the whole interview. So make sure that you speak in such a manner when you answer this question that you actually give the direction to the interview where you want to lead this interview. And see, these are interview tricks. The interview, the person who is being interviewed can decide the direction of interview by giving answers in such a manner. So work on it and make sure what are your positive area where you are strong, where you can challenge anyone, ask where you can say you ask anything I have done. So talk about that and frame your words accordingly. Okay, this is one of the most important interview questions. This must be worked on by each and every candidate if you are looking for a good job. And then there is one more obvious question, which actually comes either in the middle of the interview, or maybe at the end of the interview, or in the beginning of the interview, if the interview is being taken by some senior. In information technology, interviews go through various steps. Like first, they assess you on your technical skills, then some behavioral managerial skills, and then some higher management guy speaks to you. That guy may ask you this question the first as his first question, and the question is why we should hire you. Now, this is also a question, a very good question, which actually demands a very good answer and very relevant answer. Just don't say anything, and you should work on this question to give a good answer. So you have to justify this answer according to your skill set, whatever is written in your resume, whatever skills you possess. So, there is no wrong or right answer here. It is just putting a silver line over what we already have. And then there is one more question which may come up for you. That is also very important on which you guys should work on always before going for interview. I have seen candidates who don't even try to prepare for interviews. This is not good. You will not get a job if you are not preparing for it. You must prepare for interviews, and in fact, you should focus on some specific questions which are more frequently asked. So now there is a third question which is very frequently asked in interviews, and that question is, what is your greatest strength? Okay, and if you are an or software developer or an IT guy, they will ask you which skill set you are expert at. So this is again your opportunity to showcase your skills. Choose some skill which are really good for you, where you can answer all the questions. And for each and every candidate, I believe there should be at least one skill where the candidate can challenge the interviewer that. And develop that and tell them that this is what I have. And you should be really strong in that. Don't talk about anything if you are not a strong one. And you can give some other answer, but don't tell that interview that I'm very good in SQL Server if you don't know how to write good queries. So like that. And then we have another question which is very basic, and that is also asked by in the middle of the interview, but normally it is asked at the end of the interview, and that is, why are you leaving your present company? So, and it's very difficult to give a right answer if you have not prepared a answer before going for an interview. Uh, if you are really smart, you can cook it up immediately, but even then, that may not be very satisfying answer. So work on this answer for this question, and give the most relevant answer which is most suitable for your situation, your present situation. Try to figure out what are the areas which will give positive impact if you do the like you want to have some you want to work on new technology, like you want to have some challenging work environment. Everybody say that they want challenging work environment, but when challenges come, nobody the people are, there are very few people who accept challenges in real life. When I mean when job and given challenges, but in interview everybody like they want. So but this is see, this is where you can make the difference. You can talk about those things, but then again you have to tune those things according to your profile, according to what skill set you have, so that it doesn't look artificial. It should look genuine. You should give a genuine person's impression. And so if you can handle these questions in a very genuine manner, then even though you lack some something in your core skill set, then also I'm very sure that you will be hired, because they need people who are more realistic, who they can judge, who they can if you give answers which are like not very you know clear, concise, then the interviewer will be confused. And if they are confused, they cannot give a right judgment about you. If they are not able to judge you properly, then how can they decide whether you are the right candidate or not? Okay, that should also be done. And then again, yeah, money. So when it comes related to your salary, like what is your expectation and why you need, why you expect so much. So, well, this is one of the most important area which requires lots of preparation. And but I have seen people, They don't even think about it. This is not good. Well, so why you want to work? You want to work for money, right? If you want to work for money, then you should give 100% focus on the questions which are related to your pay package. So guys, prepare for this one also. Like, what is your expectation and why you expect that much? Prepare a very good answer for this. See, I cannot tell you now that you should say this, you should say that, because the answers to these questions should be very, very dynamic, very much targeted to your current profile, skill set, situation, and also you should be about the prospective employer also, like what they are into, what kind of projects they are doing, whether the requirement is really hot, they need people immediately. You should sense all these things while in the interview. You can ask questions, and accordingly you should pitch in about your salary package. So thank you very much, guys. I hope you like this video. Well, if you liked it, write a comment, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much.